Hi and welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be talking about financial hardship programs, so let's get started. What is a financial hardship program? It's a specialized arrangement offered by some credit card companies and some financial institutions in order to help those who are struggling to meet their current debt obligations due to a temporary financial setback. What is considered a financial hardship? Generally, these are unexpected situations that are usually temporary in nature, and they again occur unexpectedly. Some examples of this include job loss, the death of a spouse, the death of an immediate family member, reduction in work, national emergency, so thinking like hurricanes, etc. There could also be medical emergencies, big time house repairs that were unexpected, as well as divorce. Another one that is usually considered temporary but can affect your debt obligations is identity theft. So that's another thing to consider. While there could be other situations that create financial hardships for people, in general, these credit card companies or financial institutions will identify and see if a person is eligible on a case-by-case basis. So there aren't necessarily set guidelines in order to meet or a set criteria, as there is a bunch of different factors that could potentially affect how one person's divorce may make them financial hardship versus another person's divorce, etc. Do all loan or credit card companies offer financial hardship programs? No, not all, but in my experience, most do, especially after the COVID pandemic. In fact, during the COVID pandemic, a lot of credit card companies and financial institutions had forms available online to apply for these hardship programs. But now that the pandemic is over, these links to these forms are usually hidden, but you can still call up a rep and ask about these programs. Are financial hardship programs considered a debt management solution? So no, I personally wouldn't classify it as a debt management solution because these type of programs are usually temporary, so they only affect a person for a short and specified amount of time. So I wouldn't call it a debt management because it doesn't necessarily follow your full balance necessarily. In some cases it does, but in some cases it doesn't. Another thing is that, again, I mentioned the word temporary. There are times where you can have renewal options where after a certain period, let's say they give you 6 months and you don't fix that problem in 6 months, sometimes there is an option to renew and get an extended part. It always changes, so you need to contact your loan or your credit card company or the bank financial institution that you have the temporary financial hardship deal with. What type of assistance can these financial hardship programs offer? Well, for one, they may lower your minimum payment. They may also lower your interest for a specific time. In some cases, I have heard where they will have a 0% interest for like 6 months, which can really allow you to tackle the balance, as well as sometimes it can affect your minimum payment. Another option is if it is a fixed installment loan. Sometimes they can offer extended payments. Now your loan term, instead of being 3 years, is 5 years. So you're still going to pay more in interest, but your payments may go down because they are not being stretched across a longer period of time. In some instances, I have heard where they only do interest-only payments. Also, at the discretion of the lender, they may offer a forbearance or a moratorium where you are not responsible for paying those debts for a set number of months. Again, that is at their discretion. Can it affect your credit? Yeah, it can affect your credit, but it all depends on how they report it to the credit bureaus. In general, an in-hardship program note may be a flag towards other lenders, but it's not necessarily a derogatory account, or it's not necessarily going to lower your score immediately. In general, having that note is less impactful than, say, missing a payment. Missing a payment is a bigger score dropper than being in a hardship program. Another thing is that sometimes these programs may close your account or freeze your credit or lower your credit, which could change your credit utilization, or it could change the amount or age of your credit if they close the account. So those are ways that it could potentially affect your credit score. How do you apply for the program? Well, the first step is that you have to contact the lender or the financial institution in order to ask if they have a program. Generally, the phone rep will then either send you to a form or ask you for more information in order to start the case for you. In general, aside from asking you questions, they may ask for additional documentation, so other forms of pay stubs, etc., to show that you previously were making a high amount or you have a loss, etc., in order to then evaluate you on a case-by-case basis to see if you are eligible for their hardship program. Do you have to miss payments before asking to be enrolled in a hardship program? No, actually it's more beneficial to contact them ahead of potentially missing a payment, because a lender is more likely to help a person who is trying to proactively fix a situation than those who just don't pay. The reason why is that people who do not pay tend to then extend the amount of time that they are not paying, as well as understanding that, hey, not paying is going to affect your credit score. So a lender, it's for their best interest to help those who are trying to fix the situation before it gets bad, because they are more likely to see than the money that they have lent out to you, versus someone who may claim bankruptcy or do a settlement and therefore pay less on the balance that they originally owed. Can they alter your credit limit or close your account? Yes. Some hardship programs do have that as a stipulation. However, most of the times you can negotiate and talk to them and say, hey, look, it's just a temporary amount of time. I am really focused on trying to get the situation better. I am applying for more jobs, etc., etc. As well as the fact that, again, they are human and they can have a little bit of wiggle room in making it beneficial for both you and them. So it's always super critical that you read what you are agreeing to, and again, you are able to not accept an offer initially. Can you negotiate your repayment plan? Yeah, technically you can. Most places will accept some bit of counter offering. Some places will maybe potentially tell you no, but as always, it is in your best benefit to ask or to see if there are terms that are slightly more beneficial for you, because again, they need to understand that you are trying to be proactive and you want to select a plan that you can reliably stick to. If a minimum payment might still be too high, you could say, hey, these are my budget numbers. I am telling you I'm still going to be running into a deficit, and although I am doing X, Y, and Z to increase the amount of income I have, I can't consistently say that I will have enough income to support this plan. Is it possible to make it a little bit lower, etc.? How else can a hardship program affect you? Well, one thing is that they could freeze the card if it is a credit card, or they could freeze the line of credit if it is a line of credit, meaning that you cannot add to the balance while you are in the financial hardship program. This is for both your benefits and the debtor's benefit, because it limits the risk that you will continue to get yourself into a bigger hole with debt that you currently cannot support, but it also ensures that they are not lending you money during a time where you cannot support the potential extra minimum payment. So yeah, that is the basics around financial hardship programs. I hope you found this general information helpful. As always, please leave a comment below. If you have a question, drop it down. If you want to say hi, I will gladly say hi back. As always, I am here to help you. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. If there is a friend of yours who might want to consider a credit hardship program, I would share this video just to let them know that this is a potential option, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!